say, wanna say, wanna say. Spend some money, do some shit. Got a body with me, I don't know her name. Switch gears, go sky in the rain. The brakes.
YouTube, what is going on? Miko here, and we're back with another video. Not Call of Duty today. Today, we are finally getting to play some Halo Infinite. Let's go, man. I've been so excited for this release. To a lot of you guys that don't know me personally, Halo is kind of where I grew up. Halo Infinite and Halo is back, baby. It feels so good. Comment down below. Let me know if you guys are having a good time with this game. I am having a freaking blast, and I am absolutely addicted to ranked mode. Expect a lot more Halo content on the channel. We'll be kind of going back and forth, especially with the new Warzone update coming out. I'm gonna be so torn, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna have a new ranked series. I'm not sure what to call it yet. I'm thinking Road to Onyx, but I feel like 3,000 people are gonna have a Road to Onyx. So if you have any ideas on a cool title for the ranked series for Halo Infinite, comment down below, let me know. But today, I'm gonna go over some of the controller settings and maybe some of the other settings that I've been able to tinker with. One thing I haven't been able to test yet too much are the graphic settings, so maybe I'll mess with that soon and make a video on that too. I will keep you guys in the loop. Let's hop right into the settings. All right, we are here in the main menu of Halo Infinite. Before we hop into the settings, I'm going to share with you how I found my settings, and I'm still tinkering with some things, which I'll definitely review as we look at each individual setting. Some stuff I like, some stuff I'm still messing with. But I use custom games not only to help find my settings, but I use it to warm up also. So I'll share with you my settings and how I warm up. This is the main menu. You just go ahead and head into custom games. First thing you want to do is go into mode editor. And then I already have it custom saved. But what you're going to do is you're going to go into 343 Industries. And here's where you have all the different game types. The one that I modified is Arena FFA Slayer. So you're going to click on that. And then I already have it up here, so I'm just going to show you what I changed. So the first thing is there's all these different options that you see here. All the different categories of settings that you can change. So first thing you do is for match, the first thing here is score to win. I set it to unlimited. You can set it to a certain amount if you want. Like if you want to just shoot 100 bots or 50 bots or a couple hundred bots, whatever it is. But I just set it to unlimited. I play till I feel warm and then I stop. Time limit, also unlimited, otherwise the game will stop. Again, another cool challenge you can do is set it for like 5 minutes, 8 minutes, whatever the amount, and see how many kills you can get. That's kind of a cool little drill too. And anyways, time unlimited, round limit's 1, which is default. The rest of this, I believe, is default, except respawn delay. This is gonna be instant. So that way, not only can you get back in the action quick, but anytime you kill one of the bots, they'll respawn instantly as well. So less dead time, more shots, easier warm up, faster warm up. This is all default. Okay, so we're gonna go back. Sandbox is the next category. Here is where we change our primary weapon. This will be set normally to the AR. All the way at the top is the BR-75, which is a gun that we all know and love, all the OG Halo players out there. So we're gonna warm up with the BR, and then the secondary weapon is the S7 Sniper. It's good to warm up your sniper as well. Also a fun little combo. And then you don't have to do the sniper if you don't want to. You can make it just BR if you want to just focus on BR warm up. All this stuff is default, except infinite ammo right here. We're gonna turn on. Bottomless clip is off. Bottomless clip basically makes it so you don't have to reload. I like having reload when I warm up because it's good to practice being efficient with your shots, especially against bots. It's really easy to zone out and not even pay attention to what you're doing. So bottomless clip, in my opinion, off. Is all default right here. Okay. HUD. The only thing I changed on here is I turned the motion tracker off. Not super important. If you want to keep it on, you can. Let me scan through it. Yep. Health and damage. Health and damage. Also, I'm pretty sure was all default. Movement, I'm almost positive was all default also. Bot difficulty, you can change this. If you're messing with your settings, then you can set it to like Recruit and Marine. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, ODSC or Spartan, it's completely up to you. For the bot count, since it's FFA, you don't need to change these Team 1 and Team 2. All you have to change is the bot count FFA, The max is 8. Cool. Next is Slayer. This is all default as well. Okay. So now what you do is you hit, if you have an Xbox controller, you're gonna hit Y when you first do it, and then you hit X if you're going to override your previous one. So if you have to make a couple of adjustments here and there, at the bottom there, you'll be able to see whatever your options are right here. Okay. And just make sure that you save it accordingly. I just name mine FFA warm-up. Next is the map. You can really do any map. Something that's a cool little tip is if you have a map that you tend to struggle on, then it's good to warm up on that map, because then you can find different lines of sight. You can work on your movement around the map. Granted, these bots aren't going to move like real people. It's just getting more comfortable in a map that you're not comfortable with is definitely beneficial. For the sake of the example, I'll just keep it on streets because it's a nice, small, easy map. Let's hop into the settings. We're gonna mainly go over the controller settings. I haven't played mouse and keyboard on this game yet, but maybe I'll make an updated one when I end up trying it, because I'll probably try it just for fun. My button layout is custom. The foundation I used was bumper jumper, and what that allows you to do is it allows you to jump while still aiming, right? If your default jump button is X or A, then that means you're taking your right thumb off to hit X just to jump. So if you're getting in a fight and you're trying to jump while you're strafing or something, you can't track, like see how I'm jumping sideways and I can still track this guy like this? If you had, you wouldn't be able to do that as effectively if you have to take your thumb off the joystick. Use whatever you're comfortable with. That's at the end of the day, it's what you're comfortable with, okay? A couple things that I changed really was just to match my COD settings. As some of you guys know, I play a lot of Warzone, and especially with this game and how there's slide mechanics and a couple more dynamic movement mechanics versus previous Halos, I really wanted to take full advantage of that and make it so I didn't have to reteach my hands how I want to grip the controller, reteach my hands what buttons to press at certain given situations. So I tried to match it as much as I could. I changed my sprint to L3, which is clicking the left stick, and then I changed my slide or crouch to B, but which is also mapped to my right paddle. So like when I'm sliding in Warzone, I'm used to sprinting forward, hitting my right paddle to slide, moving around, and sliding around corners like this. In this game, when I change that setting, it makes it way more natural for me, right? Again, use whatever you're comfortable with. If you're not sure what you're comfortable with, give it a try, right? That's why we have these bot modes, which is cool, which when I didn't play much of the more recent Halos, so forgive me if I'm ignorant to the fact, but in any Halo that I played, there wasn't really any custom games with bots, so definitely take advantage of this. Give this a try if you're not sure what controller settings to use, and I think you guys will like it a lot. So that's the button layout. Stick layout's default. Vibration, I suggest to turn it off. With the vibration off, it allows you to kind of keep your cool, even during crazy situations when you're getting hit with nades and getting shot and you're getting BR'd left and right. It really allows you to just focus on your shot. If you're really like, I know some guys that play with vibration and freaking fry, so really personal preference, but I prefer it off, definitely. Inverted look, horizontal, all this stuff, inverted is regular. I don't invert anything. There were some pro players like Walshy back in the day. He played inverted, which was weird to me, but hey, you know, to each their own. Hold to crouch, I went ahead and turned it on. By default, it was off. The reason why I did that is because when you're fighting and you tap crouch strafing is really effective in this game. So it's easier to do with hold to crouch on. If it's off, hold to sprint, I turned off. I know some people play with it on, but it's up to you. This stuff is all default. These are look acceleration, look sensitivity, horizontal, and then vertical. Look acceleration is one that some people aren't super familiar with. So let me explain to you what this is. Look sensitivity, horizontal, and vertical, think of it as your top speed. Acceleration is simply how fast you get there, right? How fast you get to your max speed. So if I'm at 1 and I'm pushing my stick all the way to the right, it starts slow and then starts to go fast, okay? If you have your acceleration turned up, and then as soon as you move your right stick right, you go top speed pretty much right away. Here's what it really boils down to in the pros and cons. The lower the acceleration is, the easier it is to track and the easier it is to micro correct. Okay, like these little micro precision movements are a lot more precise and a lot more consistent. Okay, makes sense because if it's slow in the beginning, it's not going to jump out of the way. If you have your acceleration all the way up like this, then these micro corrections are going to be faster, but they're going to be a little bit less consistent unless you're extremely trained, right? If you have a really steady thumb and you're really good at your micro corrections, then you may want to gear more towards a faster acceleration because it allows you to snap on targets faster. It allows you to move on targets or change targets a little bit more quickly, and it gives you max control overall. But it is less forgiving when it comes to micro corrections or tracking if you're trying to track somebody moving sideways and moving left and right. Okay? For now, I'm keeping it at 3, which is right in the middle. I suggest you guys do the same. And if you feel yourself missing slightly left to right, maybe try to turn it down. If you feel you're wanting to snap on targets a little bit faster and you want to get a little more cracked out with your movement, then maybe turn it up. That is one that every individual is going to be different. And then also sensitivity is really up to you as well. I changed this slightly. The default's at 1 even for the 1.4 sensitivity. I changed it down to 0.8. It makes it easier for micro corrections when I'm aiming down sight with the sniper. Deadzone is something that a lot of people are familiar with, especially if you're a controller gamer. But if not, I'll explain this to you as well. What Deadzone basically does is it helps you prevent what they call stick drift. So stick drift is if you're not moving your stick, you notice your reticle moving slightly one way or the other, like kind of like this. It'll be really slow, but it's moving and you're not moving your stick. That means you have stick drift. The rule of thumb for both of these is set it as low as possible. Don't, set your controller down when you're standing still. If you notice your guy moving slightly left to right, or up or forward or backwards, or you notice your reticle moving slightly left to right, as you're standing still, it'll look something like this. Then you can start moving it up. Let's see if I can try to get my stick to drift. Yeah, see, there you go. I turned down my axial and I'm not moving my stick. It's moving down left a little bit. You see that? So what I should do is go back to axial, turn it up a little bit, see if I'm still moving. Go back to axial, turn it up a little bit more. I'm still moving. Okay, and then you're gonna repeat this process until you get to your sweet spot. Okay, I'm gonna skip forward to whatever mine is. Mistake, my bad. So I move my move stick back down to 1. My maximum input threshold is pretty much all the way up, and then axial is also at 1. For this, I have 210-2. The maximum input threshold I haven't messed with too much, but I'm gonna keep that at default for the sake of example. But after messing with this, 2.2 allowed me to be as responsive as possible without having any stick drift. Your control is a little bit different, okay? So just kind of mess with that. Take a little bit of time. It's well worth it because once you set it once, you're pretty much done. And if you ever notice more stick drift as you're playing and as your controller gets worn down, then maybe you want to go back in and either turn up your dead zones or get a new controller if it's really that bad. All right. And here's where you can make the custom ones. So I explained to you some of my custom settings, which obviously you can see on the right-hand side here with this Xbox controller. But this is where you change your things here. Keep in mind, like for example, if I wanted to change jump to B, it'll unbind B. See this? So make sure that before you unbind something, you remember what button is showing, what button is responsible for whatever action before you start changing stuff. Next thing you know, you won't be able to switch weapons. It's on, you know what I mean? So one thing that I want to talk about as well is field of view. I have been playing on max field of view. I'm still messing with this. I love playing on max field of view in Call of Duty. I love seeing as much information as possible, and I feel cracked out when I move. The lower your FOV is, the less you see around you, but the bigger targets appear in front of you. Personally, I like having it maxed. I'm still messing with it for this game specifically. Graphics, I'll probably make a separate video for it because I haven't been able to test all this stuff. Yeah, I wanted this video to primarily be for controller settings, and then once I test some graphics, we'll definitely make a graphics video too. And there you have it, my Halo infinite controller settings and also what I use to help myself to warm up. Hope you guys really enjoyed this one. I had a lot of fun making it. I cannot wait to play more. Road to Onyx, whatever I decide to call it, I'm excited to make it. It's going to be so much fun to grind this game out. I cannot wait to play more Halo, man. I'm so excited that this game is good. If you're new to Halo, welcome, man. You guys are going to love your time here. You're going to see how competitive it can get and how much fun it could be. And if you're an OG, if you're returning to Halo like me, welcome back. I'm sure you're just as excited. Be sure to subscribe down below. We are doing a controller giveaway at 1,000 subs. It'll be a custom controller. Haven't decided whether to go Scuff or Battle Beaver. So check down below. If we are under 1,000, that means we have not given away this controller. If you happen to catch this when we're past 1,000, you should still subscribe, as we're gonna give away more goodies as the channel grows. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
I was 16, dreaming wrist flooded. Now it's pristine, yeah, you can't touch it. Gotta fake a D, you could call me make loving. Boys in the club and we all be fucking.